President Donald Trump has just fulfilled a campaign pledge to tear up the Obama administration's signature foreign policy achievement, a multilateral agreement constraining Iran's nuclear enrichment, Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action or JCPOA. In doing so, the president went against the advice of, among many others, his Secretary of Defense, House Foreign Affairs Committee Chairman Ed Royce, our California, Washington's three most important European allies, and almost two-thirds of Americans who believe that the U.S. should not withdraw from the deal, according to a CNN poll released on Tuesday morning. Trump appears absolutely determined to undo as much of what Barack Obama accomplished as possible. In addition, the sheer perversity of his personality may well explain today's action. But it may also be useful to follow the apocryphal advice that Watergate's famous deep throat offered to Bob Woodward and Carl Bernstein and all the president's men, particularly in the unbelievably corrupt swamp of the Trump era. Indeed, today's unpopular announcement may have been exactly what two of Trump's biggest donors, Sheldon.Adelson and Bernard.Marcus, and what one of his biggest inaugural supporters, Paul Singer, paid for when they threw their financial weight behind Trump. Marcus and Adelson, who are also board members of the Likudist Republican Jewish Coalition, have already received substantial returns on their investment, total alignment by the U.S.behind Israel, next week's move of the U.S. Embassy in Israel to Jerusalem, and the official dropping of occupied territories to describe the West Bank and East Jerusalem. Adelson, for his part, was Trump and the GOP's biggest campaign supporter.He, and his wife Miriam contributed $35 million in outside spending to elect Trump, $20 million to the Congressional Leadership Fund, a super PAC exclusively dedicated to securing a GOP majority in the House of Representatives, and $35 million to the Senate Leadership Fund, the Senate counterpart, in the 2016 election cycle. Trump, who had previously complained that Adelson was seeking to mold Marco Rubio into the perfect little puppet, quickly snapped around and echoed Adelson's hawkish positions on the Israeli-Palestinian peace process and moving the U.S. embassy to Jerusalem after Trump won the Republican nomination and secured Adelson's backing. Politico reported that the most threatening line in Trump's October UN speech, that he would cancel Washington's participation in the JCPOA if Congress and U.S.allies did not bend to his efforts to renegotiate it, came directly from John Bolton, now Trump's national security advisor and with the full weight of Trump's biggest donor. The hawkish language was not in the original remarks prepared by Trump's staff. The line was added to Trump's speech after Bolton, despite Kelly's recent edict restricting Bolton's access to Trump, reached the president by phone on Thursday afternoon from Las Vegas, where Bolton was visiting with Republican megadonor Sheldon.Adelson. Bolton urged Trump to include a line in his remarks noting that he reserved the right to scrap the agreement entirely, according to two sources familiar with the conversation. Adelson, for his part, has advocated launching a nuclear weapon against Iran as a negotiating tactic and threatening to nuke Tehran, a city with a population of 8 million. If Iran does not completely abandon its nuclear program. Newt Gingrich, a huge recipient of Adelson's financial largesse during his failed 2012 presidential campaign, said that Adelson's central value is Israel. And Adelson isn't alone in holding radical views about Iran and having the ear of the president, or at least significant financial leverage.